Greetings, fellow citizens of Disneyland. Today's adventure, explaining why Disneyland will not close again. Short answer for everyone that says I don't get to the point, it's a simple answer. Required vaccinations for all guests.
But Brickey, that's not fair.
But Brickey, what about my medical freedom?
Well, to you I say, watch the entire video. Last week, Disneyland announced that all non-union employees would be required to get vaccinated, and is also working on a similar deal with their union employees. And all new employees hired will have a mandatory vaccination requirement. What I think that this means? What does it mean? What does it mean? I think Disneyland is cleaning house and getting a step ahead to a future where they feel they may need to require that all guests be fully vaccinated. I said they may need to. I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen, but it would seem that they are putting all the pieces in place that if they had to make this move, they would already have their workforce fully covered. And it's simple economics, right? They have the option to close the park if the public health gets out of control like it did back in 2020, or they can just simply enforce public vaccinations and keep their park open and the money coming in and everyone employed. Now, I've heard a lot of people in social media say,
But Disney doesn't want to have that conversation. I mean, that's going to be a real awkward conversation.
And I say it's not nearly as awkward as you might think. In fact, it's probably one of the easiest pivots that the company can make. One extra step would allow Disney to keep their theme parks fully open. They already have the reservation process, right? Where online you have to secure the date that you want to visit the park. That is now bundled in with the ticket buying process. So at time of buying your ticket, you have most of the times figured out what day you're going, or if you already have a ticket, by the time you redeem that ticket, you have to get a reservation. So that's already locked into place. One extra step added to that, a simple, valid vaccination check for each guest above the legal vaccination age. Underage guests, people's children, could still go with the requirement of they have to be fully masked the entire time, which is very easy to enforce because every child under 10, 12, whatever the age is, they just have to have a mask on. But while Disney already has their customer zeroing in on the type of ticket and the date they want to attend, adding in a valid vaccination ID is just a simple extra step of protection for their park and for their business. And then what about at the gate? How would they be able to enforce vaccinations at the gate without having this be incredibly awkward? And I'm here to tell you once again, this process would be way easier than you think. Those stupid little cards that we all got that seem to be no size that makes any sense whatsoever. Well, slowly we are all getting hit up with our digital vaccination or a digital health passport. As these get implemented and guests have these, or guests are proactively trying to get these, it would not be hard to show up with a digital proof of vaccination at the park. Now, in the Disneyland Esplanade, we've already seen them slowly over the last handful of years perfect their version of security scanning each and every guest. So imagine in the Esplanade, if this area in blue was the safety zone, whereas anyone inside that blue area has been proofed for a valid vaccination, which could easily be done by these little black dots that I have installed to show you, where you would go up to maybe a temporary workforce, simply scans you in and proves that you have a valid vaccination, then letting you into the blue area where you would filter in through the gates of DCA or Disneyland, scanning your proof of reservation and theme park ticket. Go enjoy yourself. You deserve it. And really, it's just that simple for them to keep their park reopened. And what this would avoid is no more of the costly shutdowns that really, as we're seeing right now, they lost a lot of workforce, they lost a lot of time, they lost a lot of momentum, they lost, if I'm being honest, a lot of the magic. That doesn't have to happen again. The slow momentum that is building at the park can keep building because the park doesn't have to shut down again, nor does it have to do tons of temporary but very expensive installations of plastic and guardrails everywhere to keep us separated. No more stickers that have to be placed all around the ground and workforce. It's just simply there to babysit us to make sure we all stay 6 feet apart. And I'm sure something they're excited about, no more of the profit limiting capacity requirements. As many tickets as they can sell is how many people they're allowed to get into the park. And with the upcoming announcement of the holiday season, Oogie Boogie Bash, and a new annual pass program, something like an annual pass program, the Magic Key that will get premiered tomorrow, it shows that Disneyland is going full force into the future and has no indications of pumping the brakes and looking back. And all of this can be done by one extra layer of programming on their website and a staff of maybe 200, 300 employees at the physical park. And maybe this is a temporary workforce, who knows, or something that they outsource. But when you look at the investment to do these two simple things to keep their park open and their business thriving, I don't see any way they're not going to do it. I don't see any way they're not looking ahead and looking back, as many of us are, as 2020 as a lesson learned. But as I keep an eye over on the social media space, a lot of people wonder,
but is this fair?
And I say 100% it is. Look, no one is making you get vaccinated. And I'm trying to do this video in a very non-preachy way. I say you choose to do whatever you want to do. Whatever makes you happy, that's what you do. And you can also choose to stay at home as society moves forward to protect itself against this public health crisis. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, Disneyland is a reward. It is not a right. And the same goes with air travel, grocery stores, sporting events, concerts. If you want to be a part of society, that's cool. But you have to be a part of society, and that means doing your part to keep yourself and all of your fellow citizens safe. Friends, this isn't a political thing. This is a public health crisis. And America used to work together on things like this. Just for a minute here, imagine if post 9/11, only half of the people that got on your plane decided that they would go through the security checkpoint, that they would take off their shoes, doing something that 100% of us all hate doing. But imagine being on the plane if you knew only half of the people there had been screened. Now, it's not like every American's trying to get on a plane with some sort of devious plot, but you felt better on the plane because you know that we all equally went through the same amount of screening. So therefore, we all had the same peace of mind that we were unified in the thing that we didn't enjoy, but also unified in our public safety. Sometimes, yes, it was all about the optics, but also about keeping us all on the same page. Because it used to feel good to know that we all had the same goals and the same set of standards. And look, society tried the honor system, and the honor system failed fast. About 45 days here in Southern California, the honor system lasted until we realized that we have no honor anymore. So what happens? You have to discipline. You have to react. We can't let everything fall apart again. And it's now time to enforce honor back into society and reward those really that have done their part with a safe and fully open Disneyland that they can go and enjoy with their family and friends and loved ones. If this video has made you mad at me, or if I have in some way let you down, that's okay, because some of you have made me mad and many of you have let me down. I have done my part as a citizen of Los Angeles, as a citizen of California, as a citizen of America, and as a citizen of Disneyland. I have done my part, and I now feel as if I potentially am going to get punished for what others haven't done. So if you don't want to be a citizen of Disneyland, that's fine. You're more than welcome to be a citizen of your living room. That choice is yours, and you do whatever makes you happy. But for me, I have decided to do what I feel is right for not only me, but for you as well. So to everyone that's been asking through social media and my live streams and some of my peers' live stream, my opinion is this: Disneyland will not close. Disneyland is going to stay open. The company is showing no signs of looking back or slowing down. And I applaud the more aggressive stance, or maybe is it the more common sense stance, to be able to keep their business running, their employees employed, and their guests still being able to escape from a real world that escapism is at an all-time high. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I being too harsh? Do you have a good reason why half of us should do one thing and half of us shouldn't? Do you want the park to close? Do you think that this would keep the park open? Would love to hear your thoughts, and I'm sure you have many, many thoughts that I can't wait to read and hear how stupid and how arrogant I am just because I want you and your family to be safe. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. Friends, Until the next time I see you, hopefully fully vaccinated inside of Disneyland, I cannot wait to see you back here on the channel for more Disneyland news and more Disneyland fun. Thank you so much to my proud members of Club1313.com for making today's video possible. I appreciate you all.